Hello! Week 9 is finished, my little slut nuggets. Yes, that means the regular season is now drawing to an end. Playoffs are about to begin. Nothing left between us and playoff greatness. Well, by us, I mean the 4 that are in the finals of the playoffs. Nothing stands between us and playoffs but 3 weeks of divisional play. Gotta love it. It is there. And for those of you, namely Seth, who's complaining, my division's too hard, it's bullshit. Suck it. Okay? It was set at the beginning of the year. And you're probably like, oh, of course, the commissioner, that's what he said it then. And I have the power to say, that team and that team is going to suck. And that team is going to be riddled with injury. And that other team, oh, that's the commissioner, so he thinks he's going to win that out. Or shit. If I had thought all that beforehand, I wouldn't have problems fielding a decent team every week. If I'm not that dispersed with fantasy knowledge, I would use it on my team as opposed to 3 other teams. So, suck it, Seth, for your complaining that resembles a pregnant woman. So, week 9, what happened? Myself, I played Joe, who happened to be in your division, Seth, and guess what? I won. So, nah. Anyway, Joe was weak. He was weak. He was missing, I believe, at least three, of his normal studs on offense, so it was a good week to play him. I take very little, I guess, happiness in that victory. I mean, a win is a win, so I mean, I'm not going to forfeit the win. But, as far as taking pride with it, I would have enjoyed it more had he been at full strength. But hey, 120 to 104. About the closest game of the week, surprisingly. Zach Stacy got me 29. Yes, Zach Stacy, the lovely little rookie from the Rams. Great move benching Trent Richardson on my part. Adrian Peterson got Joe 23. Nice game from him. Next game, Matt played Ashton. Beat her like a drum. Now, Matt, I mean, you could have, been the gentleman, her wedding week, and, just threw a little bit of a gift out there, but, I mean, it kind of seemed like it was the other way around. I mean, Ashton seemed to throw you a very nice gift, which I do not blame you one bit for accepting. I mean, it would be rude not to, right? I mean, hey, she's not going to field a wide receiver. She's going to plan her wedding instead, and not play fantasy football. I mean, women. That's what happens. Andre Johnson, a lovely game for Matt, got him 40. Now, while Chris Johnson got Ashton 29. Not a bad game from him either. A couple of good running backs had some good weeks this going down on week 9. Cliff beat Chop, got his 3rd victory of the season. Chop had just a dreadful week. No offense, Chop. Cliff got 86, Chop 59. Chop had, it was a bad week. Giovanni Bernard had a sexy run in part of his 21-point outing for Cliff. If you haven't checked that out, look at the highlights of that. It was rather sexy, I liked it. Tony Gonzalez, Chop's high point, got him 14. Then, last game of the week. It's like you see something so dreadful, like you're disgusted. But then, you just can't look away. It's kind of how the last one was. Seth, 155 to Estes' 50. In 1 week, Estes taking home the low point record and the woodshed. Lost by 105. Estes, I apologize. I hope you brought lube to that party. But just for everyone else's sake, Estes, you might want to close your ears for this little tidbit. Estes lost by 105. That is more than 5 teams scored this week. Ouch. T.Y. Hilton got Seth 30. Brandon Marshall got Estes 16. Imagine that. Seth is having the exact same kind of fortunes that Cliff did last year. It's kind of upsetting. It seems as though no matter who Seth inserts into his lineup, has a big game. it's you complained about it all last year. Oh, don't matter who Cliff plays, they score 50. The same thing's happening to you. So you have 5 weeks. One mess up could determine your season. So hopefully, sooner than later, preferably. So week 10, Cliffy, you play me. Cliff is trying to make a push to get out of the bottom. He's only 1 game behind, if my calculating is correct. I mean, it's definitely possible, depending on how these next 3 weeks play out. So he's trying to. He's making a push. Ashton, you play Estes. Try and field a team this week. Your wedding is done. You have no more excuses. Chop, you play Seth. Should be entertaining. Chop, blow this week. We'll get to that in a second. Let me finish this part. Matt, you play Joe, so should be interesting now that both of you guys have your Broncos back. Teams are fairly full strength. Chop took a devastating blow this week. Aaron Rodgers has a fracture in his collarbone, saying maybe 3-4 weeks. And for those of you that were like, got on the message boards, and of course you're like, oh, Mac, you said you were going to give him Stafford back. Do it. Do it now. Yes. Yes. Jeremy's getting Stafford. Not a big deal. That was agreed upon. I have no problem with that. That was part of the agreement. Chop was worried of Aaron Rodgers getting hurt. A fluke deal nonetheless. I'm okay. That's fine. Seth, of all people, on there though, kind of surprising. Oh, Nick, you gotta do it. I remember you saying that. Yes. Well, I hope he hangs 60 upon Seth's head, just for no trust in my agreement. The trade was already submitted. It was just harmlessly waiting, you know, out there in limbo for Jeremy to just say accept. We had already talked about it all day, saying, yes, I'm aware Aaron Rodgers is hurt. Matthew Stafford is being sent your way. But no, apparently that is not quick enough. But yes, your commissioner is not screwing anyone over, so calm it down. Yes, calm. Peace. Level. Anyway, so yes, and those of you that, okay, now we need to line this out. Yes, the trade was, to get hurt. Well, I know there is week 12 is kind of the unofficial trade deadline. That but if Aaron Rodgers gets healthy, we'll say in week 13, Stafford comes back to me. The trade is agreed upon. The terms have been set. That is legal. There's no new trading. That's just how it's going to be. That's because it was going. If you dispute that, we will form a nice little message without hatred or vulgar language towards your commissioner on the message boards. I feel it is completely acceptable. There's nothing wrong with that. It was agreed upon that if he gets healthy and has his quarterback back, then I get mine back. Nothing crazy. So, anyway, week 10. So stressful. Pressure commissioners getting to me. Not really. Week 10. Get it.